The probability Adrian has breakfast, B, is 2 over 5. If he has breakfast, the probability that he arrives at work in time, T, is 2 over 7. If he does not have breakfast, and B, the probability that he arrives at work late is 3 over 7. Copy and complete the tree diagram below using the information above. And so here we have Adrian, and the probability that he has breakfast, B, is 2 over 5. And if he has breakfast, the probability that he arrives to work on time is going to be 2 over 7. Now, if he does not have breakfast, so if he does not have breakfast, the probability that he arrives at work late, right, L, is going to be 3 over 7, okay? And so we have to copy and complete the tree diagram using the information that we have. It says copy and complete the tree diagram below using the information above. And so let's complete this tree diagram. Notice that this is 2 over 5. And so since this is 2 over 5, the probability that he has breakfast, all right, is 2 over 5. And so that means that the probability that he does not have breakfast, and B, is going to be 3 over 5. And we know it's going to be 3 over 5 because the sum of these, right, the sum of this branch and this branch, their sum should be equal to 1. And we know it's going to be equal to 1 because 2 over 5, if we add these two, so if we say 2 over 5, right, plus 3 over 5, well, 2 over 5 plus 3 over 5 is going to be equal to 5 over 5. And 5 over 5 is equal to 1. Is equal to 1. And so therefore, the probability that Adrian does not have breakfast is 3 over 5. Because the probability that he has breakfast is 2 over 5. And all we need to do in order to figure out the probability that he does not have breakfast is say that it's 3 over 5, because 3 over 5 plus 2 over 5 gives us 1. So basically, we just have to say 1 minus 2 over 5. And 1 minus 2 over 5 is 3 over 5. The same thing is true for this particular one. Remember that the sum of these two branches must equal to 1. So if this is 2 over 7, then this one right here must be equal to 5 over 7, all right? And the reason why it's 5 over 7 is because the sum of these two must be equal to 1. So 2 over 7 plus 5 over 7 is 7 over 7, which is 1. And so the probability, right, that the probability for this particular branch is going to be 5 over 7, okay? Okay, next, we have this particular branch here. For this one, they said that it's going to be 3 over 7, that he arrives late, 3 over 7. But if this is 3 over 7, then this one is going to be 4 over 7. And the reason why it's 4 over 7, because the probability of these two branches must be equal to 1. And so that means that 4 over 7 plus 3 over 7 should be equal to 1. And that's true because 3 over 7 plus 4 over 7 is 7 over 7. And 7 over 7 is definitely 1. And so we have completed this tree diagram. Okay, now let's use this tree diagram in order to answer these questions. And so they said, find the probability that Adrian has breakfast and arrives at find the probability that Adrian has breakfast and arrives at work in time. So the probability that he has breakfast is going to be 2 over 5, all right? That's the probability that he has breakfast. But not only that he has breakfast, but we also have to figure out the probability that he has breakfast and arrives at work in time. So the probability that he has breakfast is 2 over 5. The probability that he arrives to work on time after he has breakfast is going to be 2 over 7. Okay, so that means that we have to multiply them. So 2 over 5 multiplied by 2 over 7. Let me multiply because they say and, right? So the probability that he has breakfast, 2 over 5, and multiply the probability that he arrives to work in time is 2 over 7. So we multiply these two fractions. We have 2 times 2 and 2 times 2 is 4. Next, we have 5 times 7, and 5 times 7 is 35. So the probability that Adrian has breakfast and arrives at work in time is 4 over 35. Next, we have to determine the probability that Adrian arrives at work late. Now, there are 2 ways that he can arrive to work at late. Well, what are the 2 ways? The 2 ways are the following. He could eat breakfast and then arrive late, all right? So he could eat breakfast and then arrive late, or he cannot have breakfast and then arrive late. And so there are 2 ways. He can eat breakfast and arrive late. That's this and then this. Or he can have no breakfast and then arrive late. That's this and then this. And since it's or, since there's 2 ways, we're going to add. So the probability that he eat breakfast and arrive late, so eat breakfast, 2 over 5, and arrive late, 5 over 7. We multiply those two. The probability that he eat breakfast and arrive late is 2 over 5 multiplied by 5 over 7. And now the probability that he has no breakfast and arrive late, so that's no breakfast, 3 over 5, and arrive late, 3 over 7. And since we use the word and, we multiply. So we have 3 over 5 multiplied by 3 over 7. So there are 2 ways, this way or this way. And so that's why we add them. And so we say 5 times 2, or 2 times 5, that's going to be 10. 5 times 7 is 35. And we have 3 times 3, which is 9. And then we have 5 times 7, which is 35. And so we have 10 over 35 plus 9 over 35. 10 plus 9 is definitely 19. And since we have the same denominator, we just leave it as 35. So we have 19 over 35. And so the probability that Adrian arrives at work late is 19 over 35. And that's the answer to this particular question.